Hey everyone, today we're diving deep into the world of mermaids. From the sunny beaches of Italy and Greece to the foggy shores of England and Ireland, stories about mermaids have been around for ages. You know, those beautiful creatures with the top half of a human and a shimmering fishtail. They've been in paintings, books and even songs. It's like people can't get enough of these mysterious beings from the sea. Especially in places like England and Ireland, with their history of sailing and spooky stories, there are tons of mermaid tales. These stories, told and retold for generations, take us back to a time when people weren't sure what was real and what wasn't. In the 1800s, people were spotting mermaids all over the British coast. Some people thought it was all nonsense, but others wanted to believe. I mean, who wouldn't want to believe in a hidden world beneath the waves? These stories, whispered in pubs and shared with wide eyes, give us a peek into what people believed back then. They remind us how much we love a good mystery and how drawn we are to the creatures that might be hiding in our oceans. Our adventure begins in 1811 in a small Scottish town called Campbelltown. A farmer named John Mackizak said he saw a mermaid while walking by the water. He even convinced some important people, like a couple of church leaders, that he was telling the truth. Just a year later, in 1812, a man in Exmouth, England, said he heard a mermaid singing. He said her voice sounded like a beautiful harp. Can you imagine? Then in 1830 things got even wilder. A group of women collecting seaweed in the Outer Hebrides, a group of islands near Scotland, said they saw a creature that looked like a mermaid. A few days later something washed up on shore. People said it had the top half of a young girl and the tail of a fish. Fast forward to 1833, some fishermen near another Scottish island said they caught a mermaid in their net. They described her in detail. She was small, didn't have fins, and had spiky hair. They kept her on their boat for a few hours before letting her go back into the sea. In 1857, sailors off the coast of Britain said they saw a stunningly beautiful mermaid swimming gracefully. Finally, there's a story from the Isle of Man, another island near Britain. Fishermen there found a mermaid in their net. But when they brought her to shore, she wouldn't eat anything and just wanted to go back to the ocean. With all these mermaid sightings in the 1800s, people couldn't stop talking about them. Some thought it was all made up, while others thought these creatures could be real. One explanation was that people were just mistaking other sea animals for mermaids. Seals, with their smooth bodies and sad-sounding calls, could look like a mermaid if the water was rough or it was getting dark. Manatees, those big, gentle sea creatures, also have faces that kind of look human. If you saw one from far away, you might think it was a mermaid. Plus, back then, people didn't know as much about the ocean, so it was easy to believe in legends and spooky stories. These stories, passed down through families, often warned people about the dangers of the sea or told tales of love and longing. And of course, we can't forget about the pranksters. Some people might have made up stories to become famous or just for fun, especially since everyone was so interested in mermaids. Even though we don't have real proof that mermaids exist, they still fascinate us. These creatures, caught between two worlds, remind us how big and mysterious the ocean really is. They represent beauty and danger, freedom and being trapped, the familiar and the unknown, all at the same time. Mermaids, forever stuck between being human and being a creature of the sea, make us think about our own connection to nature. Whether they're real or not, one thing's for sure. Mermaids will always be a part of our stories, making us wonder about the secrets hidden in our world.